Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. We got ourselves another music show from our Newburyport studios here. Our guest today, out of New Hampshire, Taylor Marie.
The adrenaline was high as we melodies put stars in our eyes. For a minute the city lights became brighter and brighter. Our joy and laughter is nothing a Polaroid could capture. I never knew the city sidewalks could end till the day you fell off the edge. I'm haunted by the footprints you marked on my heart, close enough to touch but didn't reach far enough. Now I'm sitting alone waiting by my phone, and it's past without a ring. You can give me a reason, it won't mean a thing. I swore I'd hurt you if you ever came my way, but like the seasons you were gone down a trace. They say forget about those Boston autumn nights. How can a memory fade when you find it by the light? I'm haunted by the footprints you marked on my heart, close enough to touch but didn't reach far enough. Now I'm sitting alone waiting by my phone, and it's past without a ring. You can give me a reason, it won't mean a thing. Heard you moved on, gave her a diamond ring. A ghosted at the station where you abandoned me. I bought a house, moved somewhere for something new, but you got me thinking that you'd be back soon. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm haunted by the footprints you marked on my heart, close enough to touch but didn't reach far enough. Now I'm sitting alone waiting by my phone, and it's past without a ring. You can give me a reason, it won't mean a thing.
Hey, Taylor Marie.
Hey.
Welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good to see you again. How's the summer been?
It's been busy.
Busy, yeah.
But we're doing pretty good.
I see you playing all over the place these days. Good for you.
All over the place,
Yeah.
yeah. And then on top of that, I work a full-time job. So.
Yeah. What was it again? It's you're like a therapist, right? Or
Yeah, I'm a music therapist.
a music therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
So, yeah,
Could-
5 days a week.
5 days a week. And then 30-song nights, you were telling me? Some of these nights you're playing 30 songs?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work.
It's a lot of fun.
Voice okay?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do to take care of it? You're young, I know, but what do you do to take care of it?
Honestly, I should do more.
More, yeah. Stay ahead of it?
I don't think I don't do what I'm supposed to, and that's probably not good, but
I get some guys like 5-10 years older than you right now cringing because they were the same way.
oh no, yeah. I definitely should do a lot more. I do know this past weekend I had 5 shows
5 shows in a
4
weekend.
days.
How does that work?
I had a show, let's see, Thursday. I had a show Friday night. I had 2 on Saturday.
Yep.
One was like from 4 to 6, and the other one was from like
Too late.
it was 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. I don't know what. Every time I get to shows like that, it's like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do. How am I gonna stay up? I'm usually in bed by 9:30. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But then I get to it, and then it's like the adrenaline really pushes me to keep going.
Yeah.
I think at the same venue I typically will play with my band there too sometimes.
Yep.
I think it's always harder with band shows because I feel like I'm I'm working a little bit more
with the band. That's it. Yeah.
With the band. Oh, I'm working a little bit more during shows because I'm having to think a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it's new.
And not everything's in your control.
And not everything's in my control, which is we're learning how to work with that.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing like solo shows for.
When you say we, do you mean me? I'm learning how to work with that.
I'm learning how to work with that. Nobody else, probably just me.
Yeah.
But like I'm playing solo shows for like 7, maybe going on 8 years now.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're doing it for so long and then you're adding a band to the mix, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, okay, I know that, like, I'm leading, I'm, like, making all the executive decisions, fine, but it's not like in a solo show where I can just be like, oh, this sounds like Party in the USA, let's just start playing it now.
Yeah.
Because I have to communicate that with everybody.
Yeah.
Before.
Or somebody screams something in the crowd and you're like, I can go with that.
Oh, yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah.
Actually, on Saturday night, when I, 5 shows in one weekend.
Show 4 of 5.
Yeah, show 4 of 5. My boyfriend was playing acoustic guitar for me.
Oh.
And I was playing Ghosted, the song that I just played.
Yep.
And we got towards the end, and I was like, keep playing. And he was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I, just started, belting out Party in the USA. And then at the end, we were driving back to my apartment, and he was like, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know the riff. I didn't know that was happening. He was like, and then later I was playing Blank Space by Taylor Swift and just started singing Baby by Justin Bieber because that was the crowd for it. And he was like, and I was like, I'll be quite honest, I didn't know that was going to come out of my mouth. I was thinking of it, and it just kind of came out.
Do you guys both play guitar when you play with him, or you just sing?
We both play guitar typically.
Yeah.
That was the first time we've played a show together.
Oh, okay.
And it was just kind of like a, hey.
Gotcha.
I'll drive you home.
Probably good to get.
Should I play guitar with you?
Gives you a little bit of a breather too. We just, if you've been strumming all day for an earlier show, right?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
A little small breather.
Small breather.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, but obviously you're busy, so that answers that question. So summer's been good. Otherwise, you've been
pretty good. Yeah.
Do you like being busy? Is it good to be busy?
I like being busy, and I think it's because. I was in school for 7 years for college and grad school combined. And I think because I was so busy with both of those things, when I got out, it's been a really hard transition for me to slow down.
Yeah.
And it's something I've actually been working a lot with my therapist, where she's like, do you ever go home and just do nothing? I'm like, am I supposed to? She's like, I mean, you should. I was like, oh. Yeah. Well, that doesn't happen. I try, but it's not my cup of tea, so.
Is it true that you're a therapist? Is it true that most therapists have therapists?
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah, it is true. Throughout my 7 years of school, that's what they said all the time, was in order to be a therapist, you should have a therapist. Yeah. There are therapists who don't have it, but the issue that is standing is a lot of insurance companies don't fully cover therapy, which is a problem because therapy is not cheap. Yeah. At all.
Why? So why? Just on the standard point of the therapist having their own therapist, what is that because you learn the practice more, or what is the number one when you say they should? What's the why do you say that?
I think. In my personal opinion, when you're being a therapist Monday through Friday, you are sitting in a 9-to-5 job, and you are listening to everybody's issues and problems all the time. Yeah, I know. The only break you typically have is Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. And that's a lot because on top of that, you also have your own stuff and your own issues on top of that. Yeah. So it's nice for me at least to go in once a week to see my therapist and be like, let me tell you
it's been a week.
What happened to me. Yeah. And she's like, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Good, every time I walk out, I'm like, okay, we're on a clean slate. Yep. Now we're going to mess it up this week. make it dirty again.
Yeah.
We'll go back next week, and we'll have a clean slate again.
I like that.
And we just kind of let it all out.
That makes sense to me too, because not only that, I mean, I actually had not thought about that. That's a tough job doing
That's
9 to 5 of, tough moments people are dealing with. That's a lot to unpack, I guess. But also, I bet you learn about your craft when you go in too, because you're like, so I'm telling this story. Oh, that's how that therapist handled that. That's not a bad strategy or something. Is there that too?
Yeah, and I think because I started going to therapy when I was 21 or 22.
Yeah.
It was like literally like halfway through the shutdown.
Yeah.
It was before the shutdown actually.
Yeah.
And then I met with that.
So that must
guy.
have helped.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the problem I had was I started meeting with a therapist and it was like 2 or 3 sessions and then the world shut down.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see anybody for like 2 or 3 months, and then I moved back to New Hampshire because I was living in Boston before, and then I had to restart looking for therapists.
Yeah.
So I've been with the same person now for like a good, what year is it? 2023.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Years.
Moving through it too.
Yeah.
It's August.
I know, seriously. Yeah, so it's been about 3 years, but I originally went to her because I was like, I'm having all these issues.
Yeah.
I want to talk them out with somebody, like a third-party individual. But on top of that, like I did say, I was like, as a therapist, like I want to learn how you're doing this because I feel like I'm going to learn from it.
Yeah.
And overall, I feel like I've learned a lot about myself, but I've also learned a lot about my job.
That's cool. It's very cool. Taylor Marie joining us, a musician here out of New Hampshire. She's been on a few. I don't know. You know what number this is for you? It feels like at least 3, I think, over the years, right?
It's 3.
3, yeah.
Because I think I met you last summer.
Was that only last summer?
I think it was because I remember.
I feel like you've been around longer than that, but
I feel like I have been too. Yeah, because last year. It was the week before my family went to our beach house. And
wow, look at that memory.
And I remember that we were listening to it on the beach.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for bringing the family into it. That was
You're
perfect.
welcome. Yeah.
we appreciate the new listeners. That'll conclude the therapy portion of the show, by the way. We can talk music. We do tend to do that a lot. We get into...
I feel like every time I've been on here, it's been...
random as hell.
And that's what, like, so when I came in, I forget their name, but when I came in, I got, like, the piece of paper, and it said, like, description of what you're talking about, and I was like, I don't know what it's going to be, to be honest. Like, we just kind of go with the flow. Like, do I have to write anything?
Not too many notes here.
But I do feel like every time I come, I remember last year when I came on for the first time, you were like, whoa, hold up. Let's talk about this therapy thing.
Yeah.
You're like, nobody talks about this. And I was like, great, let me tell you all about it.
I know, we did go deep. I remember you went into some of your teaching skills and stuff, too. We won't do that today. You can go back and find the old episode if you'd like.
Yeah.
But, a lot of good teaching skills with kids that I was fascinated by, I remember. Let's play another one, and then we'll get to, because we got to talk about some of your new music you have out, too, because you're always writing songs and playing new stuff.
So many.
I know. Is that, what do you get? Do you have a set list, or you're winging it?
Winging it, going with the flow,
Perfect.
doing whatever I feel.
Which one are you going to go with here?
So this is off of my newest album. So this came out in April. Long story short, I used to be obsessed with The Bachelor. It was like my every Monday night, I would sit with a glass of wine and make fun of everybody on the show.
That is a common move by people from, I was going to say millennials, because that's my group. But are you a millennial?
I'm like on the line.
You're on the line.
I'm on the line.
What's the one below me? I'm a millennial.
I
What's the
think
one
it's
below?
not Gen Z.
So you would be Gen Z.
I don't think it's Gen Z.
No.
It might be Gen Z.
You're not good.
I don't really
It's
know.
a common thing, though. Bachelor was huge.
Yeah,
for the
it's
last.
I correlate myself with the millennials because whatever the generation next to me is, I know they're the Tide Pod generation, and I don't really want to associate myself with them.
Oh, okay.
So I feel weird saying that on air, but it's true.
I actually hadn't heard that too much. I know why they say that, though.
Yeah,
you can look it up if you want. We're not going to promote it.
But anyways, I wrote it about The Bachelor. I was really drunk watching the season finale.
an episode that, like, one of the seasons of The Bachelor, and I woke up and was like, oh, I wrote lyrics. I guess I'm gonna finish this.
You
then.
forgot you had written
So
it?
I was like blackout drunk at a hotel.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I drank like a whole bottle of wine.
That might be the wildest
Watching
setup
The
to a
Bachelor.
song we've had on here.
Yeah. And I tell everybody. I probably shouldn't, but I don't care.
Yeah, kids, we don't promote that, but it's just a true story. Good Lord.
I will say I can be more PG if need be.
I have
but
no
it's true.
I have no idea what kind of song is coming at me right now. Could be anything. Taylor Marie, live at True's house, Joppa
not that
Afternoon
bad.
Drive. Take it away.
Why do you look so sad? Tears in your eyes after doing something bad. You set yourself up after playing this game. How does it feel knowing nobody's staying? You did what you want to follow your heart. Is this satisfaction? And then girls dream apart. You had too much wine and you didn't eat enough. Too busy kissing girls and other stuff. Why do you look so sad? Tears in your eyes after doing something bad. You set yourself up after playing this game. How does it feel knowing nobody's staying? You hope to find love and get on one knee, but your heart was just torn a month before in Greece. Don't you think this is getting out of hand? You've got 30 girls and you're only one man. Why do you look so sad? Tears in your eyes after doing something bad. You set yourself up after playing this game. How does it feel knowing nobody's staying? The clouds have come out as the sun starts to shine. 10 a.m. calls a dramatic half-fight. Is this how you wanted to find a way? God only knows if love is blind.
Woo, Taylor Marie, live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Music here on a nice Newburyport afternoon. Taylor with a new one there.
Yeah.
Inspired with one of, you just told us, one of the wildest setups I think I've ever had on this show. That was fantastic. Inspired by The Bachelor. It was The Bachelor season and not The Bachelorette.
No, it was The Bachelor.
Bachelor,
Yeah.
definitely. You wouldn't forget it, yes.
No, I didn't. No. Yeah, it wasn't. The Bachelor I've been able to, like, tolerate, but for some reason The Bachelor, it reminds me of why I have a very small group of female friends.
The Bachelorette. You don't
The
like that.
Bachelorette,
Yeah, I
yeah.
got you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little much for you.
Sorry, The Bachelor is a little much.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, all the female contestants are just, like, going after each other, and
Yeah.
it's just petty and annoying, and
Yeah, it's an interesting show.
yeah.
How many of those actually work out in the end?
That's actually why I stopped watching it.
Okay. Really?
One of the reasons
Because
why.
they weren't working out?
Because there were, like, some relationships where they were together at the end. I was like, yes, like, I wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 years later, they're like, they broke up. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I had a feeling this was coming.
I
but
invested so much time in
But
them.
I actually believed in this. Like, I
Yeah.
thought this was going to work out. And then I was like, no.
Are there, like, do most therapists watch The Bachelor? I feel like that's a good therapy show.
No, that's a good question.
You can see all sorts of behaviors on that
Yeah,
show.
I have no idea, but now that you're mentioning it, I kind of want to watch it now and just go in and be like,
Yeah. Well, I have a aunt who told me that about The Sopranos. That was her favorite part of The Sopranos was the therapist. I was like, did you watch the rest of it? Because the rest of it's kind of intense. Oh yeah, I like that too. I was like, all right, you just like the show. It's not just about those scenes.
Yeah.
But no, very interesting. Again, Taylor Marie joining us. Where in New Hampshire are you these days? Are you
I'm in Newmarket now.
Newmarket?
Yeah, Newmarket.
Where's Newmarket exactly? I'm not as great with New
It's
Hampshire.
right next to. What is it next to?
Is it near Portsmouth?
It's next to Dover. It's like
Dover.
20 minutes from Portsmouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but I'm originally from Dover. So, but my birthday's coming up.
Oh,
And I
happy
decided,
early birthday.
Thank you. And I decided that for this next trip around the sun, I realized since I moved to Newmarket, I haven't really gone to, like, a lot of the restaurants in Newmarket or, like, done a lot actually in the town that I currently live in.
And there's a good scene there.
And there's a good scene. They have a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
But I think my family's in Dover. I work in Dover, so I end
Yeah.
up in Dover all the time. But even if I'm craving pizza, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to La Festa in Dover. There are like 3 pizza places in Newmarket that I could choose from. I could order Domino's.
You gotta give Newmarket a chance.
I know. I tried really hard, or I'm trying, but it's just always like, but I really want La Festa.
Yeah.
And then I always.
Well, that you grew up there, right? So it's what you grew up around.
Yeah, it's what I grew up around, so I think it's hard because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so used to it.
You get accustomed to those places.
Yeah.
I live in the hometown I grew up into right now, and it's like there's a new place that just opened up, like almost a direct competitor right downtown. They're both downtown now,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
yet to go into this new place that everybody's raving about because I have allegiance to the old place.
Yeah.
I like
hear
the
ya.
old place.
Yeah. I actually, I say I'm from Dover because no one knows where Rollinsford is, but in Rollinsford, like the actual place that I used to live in, I think the first show I was on here, you were like, what's in Rollinsford? And I was like,
yeah,
this
I
one
remember that, yeah.
Italian place. They closed.
Oh, sorry.
So now we got not much. But they put in a new restaurant there, and there's part of me that's like, I'll go and try it, but I'm still like grieving the loss of
Yeah.
that one Italian restaurant that I truly loved.
You should go in and see if they want entertainment.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
maybe.
don't be pressured.
I think I gotta wait and I gotta get over my grief.
Are any of
Get
those
over my
places
loss.
near Exeter, New Hampshire? You're not sure.
No.
Well, my real question: have you ever been to the Word Barn?
Yes,
I
have.
went there the other day. It was quite a fascinating
It's
place.
great. I know, right?
It's
I
great.
actually drive by there to get to one of my workplaces.
Oh, you drive by there, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I was driving there and I was like, is this even right? It doesn't feel like there's a concert venue at the end of this road, but there
there
is.
is.
Yes, but it's so cool. It's just like a couple in a barn. They bought a barn and
Yeah.
they made a stage and a nice little small concert venue. But I actually saw a show outside the other day. They made during COVID.
Oh,
they made an
nice.
outside meadow. So it kind of has a backyard picnic feel.
That is pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I have heard of it. I've never been there.
Yeah.
But I would love to play at more places like that.
It's a good spot for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. It was low key. It was like sit down, listen, picnic, blankets and chairs.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
And kids.
Yes.
A lot of kids were there.
I like kids, but
You
sometimes
like
I
children.
forget that I can't swear in front of kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. My band actually played a show a month ago, and it was, first of all, really hot out. The heat does something different to me, and it just makes a monster.
Yeah.
It's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I don't do well in the heat, and it was just in between songs, I'd mess up and be and throw the F-bomb. And one of my bass was like, Taylor, they're children. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like,
Yeah.
I know.
Don't you feel
I'm
though?
so sorry.
I feel like parents who bring kids to shows, they're kind of, they're okay with it. I think.
Yeah, I
Don't
think
you?
they're fairly okay with it.
They're kind of, it's and especially if it's not a. I always put degrees of swears. Swears are only important to me if you actually mean them. You know? The casual thing that you're talking about, out of frustration, that doesn't mean anything. It's who cares? It's just a word.
Yeah.
Well, unless you mean certain words have a lot more power when you say them. But But that seems like nothing to me.
Yeah.
I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Little kids running around. Taylor said it.
Taylor said it, it's fine. No, that's not what I mean.
So the new music, where do we stand here, Taylor Marie? What do you got going on?
So back in April, I released a new EP. It had
4 months ago
5
now.
songs. Yeah, 4 months
I remember
ago.
talking to you 4 months
I know,
ago.
we were trying to get on, but it's so hard
It
because
is
I was
hard.
wait, I work on Thursdays and Tuesdays. I can't.
And then
no.
then when it just happens that way. Some days you can why don't I come on here? And I'm I'm not there that day.
Yeah.
we were not jiving schedule wise.
Yeah. But we made it work.
Here
so,
you are.
But here I am. So I released it April 21st. And has 5 songs on it. 2 of them being the ones that I just sang.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other ones are One More Reason, which I think I sang on here before. And then there are 2 others called Kinda Like Kerouac and Shutting It Down.
Okay.
So yeah.
Happy with it?
Stuff. I'm happy with it. I love the way that it came out.
Yeah.
It took a year to get finished and everything. So it took quite a bit of time. We actually had an album release show the day that it came out, which I wasn't sure how many people would show up, but we had it at Corner Point Brewing in Berwick, and the whole place is full, and there was a large portion of people there where I was I'm on a first name basis with all these people, so I was
good support.
Okay. It was really awesome. I was I left being oh, we did that.
The Berwicks are what, South and North? South Berwick and North Berwick?
There's South Berwick, North Berwick, and Berwick.
Okay, yeah, because I drive through sometimes when there's traffic on the highway to get up to my place in Maine, which is way up, but they will take me through the Berwicks, and I always say, this is a cute little area.
Yeah. No, I feel sometimes I'm in Maine more than I am in New Hampshire. Yeah. But it's just I feel I've talked about this before too. I don't like the New Hampshire beaches.
The beaches, yeah.
But I also grew up going to Wells and York.
Oh, yeah.
And all those areas. So.
See, I go lake when I go to Maine.
Yeah.
I'm a lake boy, so.
Yeah. What's your favorite lake?
It's the same one. I grew up on, my summers I grew up on Moose Pond.
Oh, never heard of it.
It's, you ever heard of Shawnee Peak?
Yeah.
Now they took the Shawnee Peak part out. Now it's just Pleasant Mountain, which is what it used to be. But yeah, it's right there. It's if you're going up skiing on the chairlift, there's a monster lake behind you. And you look behind you, that's the lake where my family's on. My grandfather got it back in the day.
Oh, cool.
So when I was young, I got to, I still go up all the time, but when I was young, I was up there all summer.
Yeah. I think my grandparents, I don't know what lake it's on, but I think they might own some land on some lake in Maine. But I do know that I have some family members that have a boat, and they love Great East Lake. That's their
Great East Lake? I don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
There's
Couldn't tell you where
a
it
lot of
is.
lakes up there.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't tell you where it is because I don't usually
There's even a
drive
lakes
there.
region.
In Maine?
Yeah, they call it the lakes region because it's
Okay.
just a
It's
swarm
just
of
like-
lakes. If you looked at it from a map, it's like lake. And you got like Sebago, massive lake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's like in New Hampshire, like the lakes region is
Yeah.
like Lake Winnipesaukee.
Winnipesaukee,
and
yeah. That's I was.
I don't know what other lakes there are up by that.
Have you ever been to that Guilford venue? The
Oh, yeah. Meadowbrook?
How awesome is that?
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love Meadowbrook.
It's so great. They don't call it now. It's the Pavilion. It's the New
Oh,
Hampshire
well,
Pavilion. But yeah, I used to call it.
I still call it
We call it Great Woods here.
Yeah, no.
It's like some Xfinity centers.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
still call it that. Or like,
Yeah.
now it's like the SNHU Arena in Manchester.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still call it the Verizon Wireless Arena because I'm like, no, like I'm not calling it by its no.
Because what
I
was
don't want to
and
do
what was
that.
it before Verizon? It was.
It was Verizon Wireless.
But
yeah.
then it must have. Was it built Verizon Wireless?
I think so. But
So
I'm
that's
not sure.
one of the newer ones. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
right.
That's where I went to my first concert, which was the Cheetah Girls.
Oh, the memories.
I kind of wish I could say my first concert was something else, but it was the Cheetah Girls
That's fine.
at that arena. But yeah, Meadowbrook's great. I try to go to a concert there at least once a year.
Yeah.
This year, my boyfriend Jake and I went to go see Tedeschi Trucks. I don't know if
Yeah.
you
Oh, I
listen to
know.
them.
I know them.
So,
Yeah.
so we went there. It's like July 3rd. It was like that was
Derek Trucks is one of my
busy.
favorite guitar players.
yeah. That's my backup guitar player and my boyfriend. They like
Yeah.
look to him so much when they're playing.
Have you seen the clip with the? He's up there with who was he up there with? Oh, it was one of those legends. It wasn't Buddy Guy. I've told this story before. Who was he up there with? And he's up there, and they're BB King. He's up there with
Oh,
BB,
really?
Yeah, BB King.
Yeah, I haven't seen
and
that.
Derek Trucks is playing, and he looks at him and he stops him and just talks to the crowd. He goes, "That's the best I've ever heard it."
Yeah.
And Derek Trucks was like, kind of started blushing. He's like, "Thank you, that guy's." I don't know. Go search it. It's a great clip.
Yeah. I was gonna say send it to me after. and
I will.
make
I'll send it to you
sure-
after, yeah.
Make sure to watch it.
That's a good one. I think I got that right. I remember John Mayer, Derek Trucks, and BB King. I think that's the three that were on. And
Oh, man, what a
John
show.
Mayer's just watching Derek Trucks too, going. If you're impressing John
Whoa.
Mayer, you're doing something.
Yeah, I want to say what a trio.
I know,
in
right?
That one space. Oh boy.
Very exciting. You got another one for us? You playing? Is this a new
yeah.
one you got next year, or what are
Yeah.
you thinking? The new ones are rolling out today.
Yeah, let's do the new. Let's
I
do
like
the new
that.
one.
Taylor Marie joining us here. Her third appearance on the show, we've discovered, after, I guess maybe just last year. It feels like so much longer.
It feels
with
like
you.
longer, yeah.
I've had this show for like 6 years now.
Really?
In here, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I know.
feel like
It doesn't feel that long to me.
I would say I feel like I thought for some reason it was longer than 6 years, but it's
Yeah, well, I've been like connected to Newburyport before that, but like this show in the studio was like not that long before COVID, so
okay.
a couple of years before COVID. But
Yeah.
it's getting there.
Yeah.
Putting together a run.
I know, right? I would say I found out about your show through my friend Austin.
Oh, Austin Pratt.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's funny. He came on once, I think, and I've always wanted to have him back on because I thought he was great, and we've like communicated a little bit. But where does he live? He's not quite
He's
around here.
in
South Shore guy.
I think he lives in Concord, but I don't know if
Yeah, he's not like
if he's
close.
like still
close.
from that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta do it. I think he's just one of those we have to like plan out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Give him a couple months notice,
Yeah.
and which I'm not always good
Well.
at. I'll take part of the blame for that.
I would say we'll have to send him a clip. And then I also know too, my friend, I think David, do you know David Corson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've had David on many times.
Yeah,
David
yeah.
plays all around. I just popped in to see him at a restaurant recently. Drove
Oh,
by,
cool.
I saw his name, and I said, "Oh." I literally
gonna
went.
go see him.
I literally went in, said hello, watched him for a second, and then walked out. I was like, I probably should have bought something, but they don't care.
They don't care.
They see enough of me.
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Taylor Marie, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
I was born to be passing through, spirit untamed and strong. We sing along and carry my own tune, trying to find where I belong. Rooted in place like an old dead tree. There's so much world that I haven't seen. I wanna set my eyes on things unseen. I wanna go somewhere wild and green. Compass lead me where I'm meant to be, where I can stay young, wild and free. If I could get in the car and drive, I'll be in Nashville by morning light. Where we're going, I don't need a map. I'll get lost till I find my way. Kinda like Kerouac. Catch my breath before we lose sunshine. For too long, I've had too much on my mind. Where's the road and where will it bend? My destiny can't be far ahead. A compass lead me where I'm meant to be, where I can stay young, wild and free. If I could get in the car and drive, I'll be in Nashville by morning light. Where we're going, I don't need a map. I'll get lost till I find my way. Kinda like Kerouac. With few trips around the sun, I don't wanna waste a single one. Or pull to anywhere here, whether it's for the night or many years. Now I'm following my arrow tattoo, pulling me forward and guiding me through. Compass lead me where I'm meant to be, where I can stay young, wild and free. If I could get in the car and drive, I'll be in Nashville by morning light. Where we're going, I don't need a map. I'll get lost till I find my way. Kinda like Kerouac. Kinda like Kerouac.
Woo! Taylor Marie, live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive, playing some of her new music here off the new LP. 5 songs on there, very exciting. And I'm excited because we tried to make this work for a while here.
No.
4 months, this thing's already been out for. So what's the best compliment you've had on the album so far? Mom and dad not included. No family. No.
That's all good. I think so far, there's so Bachelor Blues is a song. When we recorded it, my boyfriend who produced it, he was like, the song is like almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
Is there anything we could cut out?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people, like their attention span is not that long to listen to a 6 minute song. And I was like, well, I guess we could cut out this, but like I really like that still, and if we cut that out, then it like doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
To this, or this won't make sense. So I ended up being like, no, we're keeping the whole thing. And
Right.
I think the best compliment that I've gotten so far, actually multiple compliments, was that's my favorite song. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
oh,
there you go.
interesting, because
Yeah.
I was told that people might not be interested because it's 6 minutes long.
And then,
so
then you take a glare over
fascinated
hair flip.
by the fact that
It's very funny.
that is your favorite, because I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it would be.
Well, there's songs, right, there's songs that songwriters have written about not writing short songs. I know Billy Joel has a lyric in there somewhere. Right, I forget what song that is. And then there's like the love song. Remember that Sarah Bareilles song?
Yes.
I'm gonna write you a love song, you know.
Yeah.
That's that sounds
a
about,
great song.
That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
about the record company wanting her to
yes.
write the short love song.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was like one of
Yeah.
the first songs I learned on piano.
That was
Which is funny because it's not an easy song to play. But I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I can do it now, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, that actually reminded me, so again, last Saturday, we had a ton of friends come to that late night show.
Yeah.
And at the end, I don't know who started it, but my friend David
Yep.
Corson was like, encore, and I was like, I'm playing for 5 hours now, I really don't want to.
Oh, he knows better than that, doesn't he?
But then, I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of musicians hate playing wagon wheel.
Yes.
I don't mind playing wagon wheel because my family likes it, and
I'm just a campfire musician, and I hate playing wagon wheel.
everybody hates it. I don't mind playing it, but everybody that I know hates it. So I said, okay, you made the request, I'm playing wagon wheel. And he was like, no. I was like, well, so then somebody, I don't know who. I was like dead by this point. Thank God Jake was driving me home. But somebody was like, play All Too Well 10-minute version. And I was like, okay. But then on the way home,
Taylor Swift, All Too Well, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then I was so upset with myself because I know that song word for word. I sing it all the time.
Yeah.
Having a bad day, All Too Well 10-minute version.
Yeah.
In a good mood, All Too Well 10-minute version. It's just what happens. So I know it word for word, but I was so tired that I was forgetting just like hitting a wall and being like,
It's so easy to do. Like not even the pressure that you have in front of a paying audience, but like if I play my campfire in Maine, like I remember singing Atlantic City once, which is I'm a Springsteen guy. I've known that song since I was 12. I know that song at the back of my hand, and I blew up the chicken man, blew up. Second verse, I was like, it's the second. What is the second line?
Yeah.
You know, like,
it's like, oh my gosh.
and it's like, and then you blind Blake, and you're like,
Yeah.
hopefully your fingers keep working, but it's,
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes like it happens like for me in like these weird stages
Right.
with like different songs. Like a few weeks ago, I was playing in Northwood, New Hampshire, and I don't know what happened. I sing Valerie all the time.
Yeah, great song.
All the time. But I got to like the second verse or like some part, and then I was like,
I've lost myself.
Wait, hold on, wait. I know it. Why am I blanking on it? And then I had to like look up the lyrics. I was like, I know what's going on, but I think I just jumped into
like
the chorus.
Energy, maybe it's brain cramp. It's all. It could be any of those things, right?
Could be anything. Could have been a Friday. I typically find on Fridays after working all day.
Yeah.
And then I go play a show. I'm like,
Yeah.
What is going on?
I was just thinking one of my favorite things with Wagon Wheel. I saw a guy named Martin Sexton, who's one of my favorites. I don't know if you know him, but he's great.
Okay.
And when he plays live, he's like an unbelievable solo musician. Just he like steals the room. And he now does a little thing where he talks about he's like, a lot of this is rock and roll trick where like all these songs kind of play the same way, and and he does Wagon Wheel just for a brief second, but then he goes into like a U2 song. He goes into like Hallelujah, Let It Be, and, and it's just like this great medley that he does. It's a cool YouTube if you ever see it. But
that's a good idea.
I always mess around with that stuff with her. We'll make Wagon Wheel fun.
We'll make it fun. Well, I actually do the same thing with Wagon Wheel a lot of the times where I'll play it and then I go into I'm Yours and
Jason Mraz, I'm Yours?
by Jason Mraz. And sometimes if it's the correct audience, to be quite honest, I'm not a fan of Train at all.
Yeah.
But Hey Soul Sister is the same, so
is it?
throw it right in there. But
I like Train. You don't like Train? I'm surprised.
no, I don't.
Drops of Jupiter is a good song.
That's like the only good song that I will listen to willingly.
I've never seen them live, but I hear they're good live too.
I saw them live and
is that why?
I wasn't a fan.
Oh,
but
man.
it wasn't why. I just don't.
Doesn't connect with you?
Doesn't connect
That's
with
fine.
me.
You don't have to fight for your
Yeah.
Train love. It's okay. Before we show's flying by, it feels like get your social medias and all that stuff out there. Where can people find your music, all that stuff?
Yeah, so I'm on my music is on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. I'm streaming everywhere. I don't know why I'm listing it out.
Okay.
Whatever you have, I'm on.
Gotcha.
I make jokes at shows. I'm like, I just don't sell CDs because
Yeah, it's
just
not the generation.
not the generation
Yeah.
for it. But I'm also on Facebook, Instagram. I actually started posting on TikTok instead of
Good for you.
scrolling.
Yeah.
Which is typically still what happens from time to time.
Yep.
But I also have a website too, so
What is that?
people can subscribe to it. It's taylormmusic.com.
There you go.
And I also too forgot to mention, literally this is why we're like, hey, are you free this week? My band's playing a show. I think I told you about it, right?
I think so.
It's in Rollinsford on.
Go look at the
I've
website.
literally been telling everybody, like, why am I August 19th?
Okay.
I was like, I've literally been telling everybody this. Why am I blanking on it now? But
And you can go to the website for all the
yeah,
dates, right? You
it's
keep it
all
up there?
on there. All the websites are on. All the websites. All my shows are on my website.
Perfect. Say it again. Say the website one more time.
TaylorMmusic.com.
Taylor, Taylor.
Yes.
There you go. So it's easy.
It's
Cool.
easy.
You got one more for us? You want to play us out?
Yeah.
It's always fun with the music. Taylor, Marie, thank you so much. A big thanks to the boss, Sarah Hayden, and the rest of the team here. Oh, Lee's producing the show today, which is very nice. Maeve is gone today, so Maeve is like, I think she's on vacation. I don't know. Maybe Lee, you can tell me that. But Lee Cusack is producing our show, and that's the first time for me today. I think Lee's helped with the show before, so it's like she's hands-on. It's great, but today she's like fully in charge and like dealing with everything for me, from being late to just being annoying, I guess. So thank you, Lee. And Sarah Hayden and the rest of the crew. And Ryan Rothsberg's in there, and I don't know who else is here today, but they do great work. Thank you all. This has been Live at Drew's House Joppa Afternoon Drive. Taylor Marie taking us home.
All right. Rockin' knock-off Birkenstocks, drinking bourbon on the rocks, feel the hot sun frying on my skin. Maybe I should be somewhere, but days off seem pretty rare. Luckily kicking back in sunglasses ain't a sin. The sun's sinking behind the trees, finally feeling wild and free. The night kicks off when the fairy lights come on. Dancing barefoot in the grass, not sure how much time will pass. Jamming out to Miley Cyrus's new hit song. Life's too short to drink that wine, so let's not get wasted on precious time. Champagne's popping like stars tonight, laughing under the pale moonlight. I'm feeling so gotta get everything off my mind. Live here and now, leave the past behind. The stars are out so they skin out. Oh, it's 9 o'clock and we're shutting it down. We're one big classy mess, no care in the world, wanna get reckless. The bubbly's got me feeling funny things. Is this a good idea or just Patron? Hope that I wake up alone. Pray to God that my alarm doesn't ring. Life's too short to drink my wine, so let's not get wasted on precious time. Champagne's popping like stars tonight, laughing under the pale moonlight. I'm feeling so gotta get everything off my mind. Live here and now, leave the past behind. The stars are out so they skin out. Oh, it's 9 o'clock and we're shutting it down. Someone turn off the sun, because I can take the light. Oh, I've had a little bit too much of everything last night. Even thinking hurts my head, but until next Friday night I'll never drink again. I'm rocking knock-off Birkenstocks, drinking bourbon on the rocks, feel the hot sun frying on my skin.
Champagne's popping like stars tonight. Laughing under the pale moonlight. Confident, gotta get everything off my mind. Live here and now, leave the past behind. The stars are out so late. Oh, it's 9 o'clock and we're shut